What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another video. So, Kamen Rider Gotchard has already begun. So, right now, as of this recording, yes, this is September. Today is September 3rd, 2023. So, we have started watching Gotchard. I did watch it on TV, but you may now also enjoy watching Kamen Rider Gotchard on YouTube thanks to Toei's official channels, TVSI's Superhero Time, and I believe also Bandai posted the full episode. So, of course, it's going to be up for a limited time only. So, if you are able to access any of those channels, feel free to do so. And, just in case, I'm going to link one down in the description below so you guys can enjoy it. Again, if you're unable to access it, maybe due to some regional restrictions, I'm sorry about that. But if you can, again, you can do so through the link. So, of course, you can watch. You can also wait if you want for subtitles to come out, but if you want to watch it as soon as possible, and of course support the original links, so go ahead and do so. Again, I'm providing the link down in the description. So, anyways, let's talk about the first episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. I'm going to at least try and not spoil very important parts. Well, of course, this is the first episode, so you may also expect the main character to transform into Kamen Rider anyway. So that's not a spoiler. That's already a given, I guess. So, of course, we start with our main protagonist Hotaro at his home. So apparently, he lives with his mom and they run a small restaurant or an eatery, and we can see that Hotaro is actually quite a cook. So he's making his own lunch and looks good, by the way. So maybe one day after this show is over, Hotaro might become a cook or something. But we see him, running off to school, and this is where we encounter two important characters. So first we have Rinne Kudo and Mr. Minato. So Rinne is Hotaro's classmate, and Mr. Minato is their teacher. And these two people are going to play an important part in Hotaro's journey as Kamen Rider Gotchard. So, how are they involved? Well, I guess it was already revealed in the character, when the cast and characters were revealed. So, they are important characters, of course. So we do see Hotaro with Rinne through most of the episode. So there's also another like plot, running in the background. So this actually involves Rinne's father. So this isn't a spoiler. So yeah, uh, so the person who grants Hotaro or gives Hotaro the gacha driver. This has already been shown in the trailers anyway. So the man who gives Hotaro the gacha driver was actually Rinne's father. But what happened to him in this episode? So that's something for you guys to find out. But either way, so we also see so Rinne's father fighting off against the Fates. So I'm not sure what their organization is called, but I'm calling these three characters the Fates based on Greek mythology, of which they were based from anyway. So we have Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. So these three ladies are, for all intents and purposes, the main villains of the show, at least as far as we see. Whether there's going to be a bigger threat or someone who's above them is something for us to see in the future. But for now, so these three ladies are the villains of the show that we see. So Rinne's father tries to fight them off, and for some reason Hotaro gets involved and is given the gacha driver to transform into Kamen Rider Gotchard and retrieve all 108 Kemi cards, or at least capture the 108 Kemis. So gotcha catch 'em all. Yeah, that's a lame catchphrase, but you can think of whatever you like. So yeah, that is basically setting up Hotaro's mission for the entire show. So again, he has to uh, complete or like capture all the 108 Kemis, so turn them into Kemi cards. So this also kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider Blade in a way, you know. So there are like 52 undead, 53 if you count the Joker, 54 if you count the Navy Joker. So of course, the riders in Kamen Rider Blade again fight the undead and seal them in cards. So it's going to be somewhat like that. So the villains, however, so the fates. So yes, the character or Gotchard will fight against the Kemi, but the Kemi themselves aren't evil. It's just that the fates can corrupt them and turn them into monsters. So by defeating those monsters, they revert back to their original Kemi forms, and Hotaro can capture them in the Kemi cards. So that's how the system works. Again, I won't consider this spoiler, but it's setting up for what's going to happen in future episodes anyway. So uh, let's move on with some of the other stuff that I've seen and I want to talk about. So, interestingly, like I don't know, but this is just how I observed the first episode. But I also sense a bit of like Harry Potter vibes in here. So you have like a secret, like school for alchemists, and to access this school, like you need to access like a secret door, like hidden behind the walls, and only those who can access it are able to enter that school, just like Hogwarts. And the steam liner was also shown to travel to some sort of dimension. Again, this really gave me some Harry Potter vibes. So, again, it's an interesting world that they're showing us. And what else? This episode also kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider 01 in a way. I'm not sure if this has to do with Gotchard being the fifth entry in the Dewa Kamen Rider era, but so let's look at the parallels between, or like similarities actually. So again, if this is sort of a homage or a callback to Kamen Rider Zero's first episode, but imagine this. So you have a grasshopper themed main rider, so transforming in the first episode, of course, fighting against a mantis themed enemy. So yes, the first enemy that Hotaro fights as Gotchard is a corrupted version of the mantis themed Kemi. So of course this card will come into play later, but yeah, that's what happens. Again, 01 and Gotchard are grasshopper themed riders. They both fight mantis themed enemies. So again, whether this is a homage or a coincidence, I'm not personally. Personally, I'm not sure. But if or if the writers, the staff, the producers meant for it to be that way, I guess it makes sense. Again, Gotchard is the fifth Dewa era Kamen Rider. This is not a fifth anniversary of the Dewa series, by the way. If you want a fifth anniversary one, then probably wait until next year. That's how anniversaries work, okay, in real life. So, The action is really intense in the first episode. Like, of course, a lot of first episodes, whether it's Super Sentai or Kamen Rider, of course, like you have to show the audience like how uh, intense the fight scenes are. Uh, you know, like this is like a taste for things to come, and considering how much, like how big the stakes are, I guess it creates a lot of interest for the viewers. And of course, like like most of the fights are gonna be much more simplified, although like at the end again you have like a very big threat. Like it it starts really high and goes mostly mid, but it depends on the fight choreography. Like you can have a very simple fight, like a small scale one, but like make it very interesting because of fight choreography, or like how it actually is involved in the plot. So it depends on the episode. But again, like moving towards the end, so like again the stakes are higher, the threat is bigger. So expect definitely a lot more grandiose expect more grandiose fight scenes near the end of the show. So again, it is very entertaining to watch. So overall, Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 1 is a fun episode. Like I don't like, as a character, like Hotaro is like a typical, more of a typical high school student who doesn't know what he wants to be yet, but he's looking for his gotcha. So he's trying to look for a dream, and maybe as Kamen Rider Gotchard, so he'd be able to find it by the end of the show. Uh, no, he's not as annoying as you might think he is. He's not as maybe memorable as Ace, I guess, because Ace is cool, Ace is cunning, he's very strong, or very skilled in battle. Again, Hotaro is more of your typical high school boy who just happens to be chosen to be a Kamen Rider. But if you're a fan of like shonen anime, I guess it has a lot of shonen vibes to it, in my opinion. So if you like that kind of stuff, I think you're going to enjoy Gotchard. So overall, I think for me, I give Kamen Rider Gotchard 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now it is a great opening. Like the premise is interesting, but it's not like this is the best opening I've ever seen so far. Yeah. But again, that's just me. If you've seen the episode already, feel free to let me know what you think of Kamen Rider Gotchard in the comments. So I wanted to make a video about Kamen Rider Geats' final episode. I wanted to make a review of that much sooner, but I was kind of busy. But I really wanted to talk about Gotchard as soon as possible. So after watching the show, I recorded this video. So it's still fresh. I want it to be as fresh as possible. But after this, I'll try to record my review of Kamen Rider Geats' final episode. So stay tuned for that as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you next time. Gotcha! Bye!